In this overview of the Quasi-War, we will cover the rising tensions that led to the conflict, the diplomatic efforts and scandals that ensued, the key naval engagements, and the lasting impact and legacy on American history and politics. Rising tensions and the onset of the Quasi-War. In the late 18th century, the young United States found itself on the brink of war with a former ally. The Quasi-War, an undeclared naval conflict between the United States and France, tested the resolve and diplomacy of the fledgling nation. The Quasi-War, fought between 1798 and 1800, was a result of escalating tensions between the United States and France. The conflict's roots can be traced back to the aftermath of the American Revolution and the complex international politics of the time. After the French Revolution, France and Great Britain resumed hostilities, which put neutral United States in a difficult position. Both France and Britain sought to block American trade with the other, leading to the British impressment of American sailors and the French seizure of American ships. The United States under President George Washington initially sought to remain neutral, but his stance became increasingly untenable. In 1794, the Jay Treaty between the United States and Great Britain aimed to resolve some issues left from the Revolutionary War and prevent further conflict with Britain. However, the treaty angered France, which saw it as a violation of the Franco-American Alliance of 1778. Relations between the two countries deteriorated rapidly, leading to the French capturing of hundreds of American merchant ships. Diplomatic efforts and the XYZ Affair. When John Adams became president in 1797, he faced the daunting task of addressing the French aggression. In an effort to resolve the conflict diplomatically, Adams sent a delegation to France. However, this mission led to the infamous XYZ Affair, where French agents demanded bribes and loans before negotiations could even begin. The American envoys refused, and the scandalous demands became public, fueling anti-French sentiment in the United States. Outraged by the XYZ Affair, Congress authorized the expansion of the U.S. Navy and the capture of armed French vessels. Thus began the Quasi-War, an undeclared naval conflict fought primarily in the Caribbean and along the Atlantic seaboard. The U.S. Navy, still in its infancy, rapidly expanded and began to protect American merchant ships from French privateers. One of the notable naval engagements of the Quasi-War was the capture of French frigate L'Insurgent by the USS Constellation in February 1799. Under the command of Captain Thomas Truxtun, the Constellation achieved a significant victory, boosting American morale and demonstrating the growing strength of the U.S. Navy. Naval engagements and turning points. Throughout the conflict, American warships captured numerous French vessels, disrupting French privateering operations. Another significant engagement was the battle between the USS Constellation and the French frigate La Vengeance in February 1800. Although the battle ended inconclusively, it demonstrated the determination and resilience of the American Navy. Captain Truxtun's leadership during the encounters earned him national recognition and highlighted the effectiveness of the newly established naval forces. Despite the naval successes, President Adams sought a peaceful resolution to the conflict. By 1799, both nations were weary of ongoing hostilities and the economic strain it caused. Adams reopened diplomatic channels with France, and in 1800, the Convention of 1800, also known as the Treaty of Morte-Fontaine, was signed. This agreement ended the Quasi-War, restored peace, and nullified the 1778 Franco-American alliance, allowing the United States to remain neutral in future European conflicts. The Quasi-War had significant implications for the United States. It led to the establishment of a permanent U.S. Navy and highlighted the importance of naval power in protecting American interests. The conflict also demonstrated the young nation's ability to defend itself against a major European power and navigate complex international politics. Domestically, the Quasi-War influenced American politics and policy. The Federalist Party, led by Adams, supported a strong national defense and closer ties with Britain, while the Democratic-Republican Party, led by Thomas Jefferson, favored France and criticized the Federalist approach. The tensions between these parties would shape American politics for years to come. The Alien and Sedition Acts, passed in 1798 under the guise of national security, were a direct response to domestic unrest and political opposition stirred by the Quasi-War. These acts targeted immigrants and restricted speech critical of the government, leading to widespread controversy and opposition. Impact and legacy of the Quasi-War. The Quasi-War also played a role in the 1800 presidential election where Thomas Jefferson defeated John Adams. The conflict and the Federalist policies during Adams' administration were significant issues during the campaign, influencing public opinion and voter behavior. The legacy of the Quasi-War extends beyond its immediate impact. It set important precedents for American foreign policy and military engagement. The conflict underscored the need for a strong, ready Navy to protect American interests and maintain national security. The establishment of a permanent navy ensured that the United States would be better prepared for future conflicts. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of the Quasi-War. This significant yet often overlooked chapter in American history showcases the challenges and triumphs of a young nation asserting its place on the global stage. Stay tuned for more insights into the pivotal events and figures that have shaped our world. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more historical explorations.